Yeah, we at the Amazon Flex Center right now. We're just waiting for them to stage a route for us to deliver. Usually they don't have any this late. We're starting to keep the center open a little longer. Um, so yeah, Amazon Flex. Yeah, so my wife is waiting inside because they already closed the doors. So if she gets anything, it'll probably be maybe like one or two, maybe three packages at the most. Easy peasy, easy money. But the reason I'm going live is because I want to respond to BTech's live stream. Um, you know what I mean? Because yeah, YouTube ain't easy. It is not easy. To some people, they may have the formula. They may have a great idea. Maybe they had like a great idea for like 4 or 5 videos that instantly goes viral, just because that's what people today are looking for. Um, but it's not an easy thing. I'm a stubborn asshole. So even though like my viewership tanked, even though that, it seems like it's bleak, it seems like that, like I should just pack it up and dip. I refuse to do that. Like I've told you guys many times before, what I do on YouTube, I love to do. The money that I make from it goes to my kids. But I'm not out here, to tell people like, donate or do any of that stuff for the sake of my kids or whatever. Because even like I said, even if they demonetized me, I am still going to pump content out. I'm still going to live stream. I'm still going to do that stuff because I'm a hard-headed asshole and I refuse to give up. But anybody that would actually question BTech's point of view on things, I would say you have to be, you have to go through the stages of content creating to understand. YouTube is not the way it was in 2011, 2012, 2013. It's nothing like that anymore. And there's so many of these YouTube help videos, which is fine and dandy. You know what I mean? I would tell people that if you're going to go through these different YouTube content creators that say that they got the magic formula for you for your YouTube channel, pick what you need out of their videos, but don't follow everything to a T. You know what I mean? What's up? Don't follow everything to a T because some things that they may suggest to do may not be what's going to help your channel. It could actually do more harm than good. At the end of the day, being a content creator, you still got to kind of be true to your ideas. You can't just rip somebody's ideas and their patterns and their journey and all that stuff. Like you just can't do that because it worked for them. They have a certain way of doing videos. They have certain topics they want to discuss. There's like certain methods to their madness. And it may not work for you in that sense. I think my wife got her route. Oh, nope, somebody else. Anyways, so what I mean by all that is that some of these YouTube gurus, YouTube help channels, yeah, take what you need out of their strategies. But you do need a strategy. You do need something that you're moving towards, a goal and a way of doing things. Like if you're a reaction channel on YouTube, then you're a reaction channel on YouTube. If you review tech, you review tech. You want to be consistent to those things. You don't want to deviate from those things way too much. Like I've been making YouTube content since 2010. I've been on here for 15 years. Okay? I am not the best at this. Look at my channel, 14,000 subscribers, 15 years doing this, and it was a very long time before anyone even caught my videos. Like my first 3 years on YouTube, and I was maybe like at 500 subscribers, 800 subscribers, that type of stuff. Hi, how's it going? That was then. It wasn't until like, my third or fourth year on YouTube that my channel caught on and started to kind of like gain more traction. And I did the biggest fuck up ever as a content creator because when I saw the numbers start to climb and I saw the monetization to start to climb, and I was like, more money for the kids, more stuff like that. I was like grinding out videos, like 3, 4, 5 videos a day. I was pumping out those types of videos. And for the most part, it was a lot of fun because, like I said, I love talking about tech. But two bad things happened with all of this. Two bad things happened. One was that I nearly lost my family in the process. Okay, so I'm going to be full transparent and open with you guys. I nearly lost my family in doing all this, and what I mean by that is that I nearly went through a divorce because I was, at that time I was so heavily focused on, creating content for YouTube that I wasn't making time for my family. I was always locked in the lab, just recording video and then countless hours of editing. Like, I'm a one-man band. I haven't hired anybody in my entire YouTube career. I haven't hired anybody to edit my videos. All my videos are edited by me. All the promotion of my videos are done by me. I'm a one-man band. I work alone. When it comes to live streaming, I have a few people that I like to live stream with just because I feel like the chemistry's there and everything meshes well. One of them is B-Tech, the person who I'm responding to. And the reason I'm responding to him is because, like, listening to his live stream tonight, I feel his pain. By the way, I didn't even know. Can someone give me like an audio check and a visual check? Is the live stream doing good? Because I know I'm in a spot where T-Mobile's like kind of bad. So I don't know if the live stream is choppy, pixelated, or any of that stuff. If someone can just give me a quick response in the comments, let me know if the stream looks good or if it's shitty. I would really appreciate that. Hang on. Let's get messages there. But anyhow, oh, thanks, TJ. I appreciate it. But yeah, I nearly lost my wife because of this shit. I nearly lost my family because of this. I was just grinding it out. And so, I guess you would say it was like bad timing, because right when everything was starting to explode, like, I remember it so vividly well because sometimes I kind of regret it. But it was at a point where live streaming on YouTube started becoming a thing. And when I would do live streams at night, I would have 300, 400, 500 people in the live stream watching. And then I stopped making videos consistently, and I stopped doing live streams entirely for like 6 months. And it killed the momentum of my channel. So while I sometimes regret that, I also kind of appreciate it because I found a way to balance being, content creating on YouTube and having a family, right? Like, I see like all the other guys, all the other content creators, single men, single women, being able to travel to CES, travel to all these other places. And I'm like, yeah, that's dope. I wish I could have done something like that, but it was different for me because I have a family. And I'm not a well-off guy. I don't make 6 figures a year. You know what I mean? I live paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes I barely have enough money to pay my bills, and I struggle like an average person struggles. You know what I mean? And, I was just always telling myself, like, if my channel ever exploded, if it ever reached that pinnacle point where it was just like, I could sustain myself off the money I made on YouTube, that, obviously I like to live humble, so nothing would be flashy or anything like that, but definitely would try to bring some other content creators up, because I think that's like one of the biggest things that YouTube has lost. I mean, there are only a few content creators out there who still kind of collab with other creators, on a weekly basis and stuff like that, but there's not a lot anymore. It's not like how it was in 2015 and in 2016. It's not like that, But I would try to recreate that dynamic again, so that way people can have more fun. Because that's the other thing too that kind of pisses me off about the tech community, is that there's so much negativity, so much people bitching about what phone you buy. If you chose to buy this phone and review it and they don't like the phone, then they want to be all up in your comments about the phone sucks, blah, 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 blah. They would never get it. They would never get it. Okay, well, that's you. That's you. Share that you hate it. Share that it sucks. Never bothers me. But when you start getting on me about why I spent my money on it and I should have bought this, like, don't tell me what to buy. Like, the tech community has become toxic. I'm sorry if I sound like an asshole and if it offends people, but I'm going to tell the truth. The tech community has become so toxic. The toxicity levels is just through the roof now. Then there's like creators shooting slugs under the table at each other just because they come out with the same the same style video. Like one of the things that really tripped me out, like I had to read this comment several times just to make sure that if it was like a joke or if it was, someone taking offense. But if you guys know, Shane Craig, I believe his name is, I dropped a video. I was talking about the state of pixels. I was talking about, like how things change with Google Pixels, and their focus on who they're focused on. And then on Threads, which is a microblog like X, but it's by Instagram. And then Shane was like, he made a video similar to it. And at first I had to make sure, like, he wasn't insinuating anything or whatnot. So he posted like he swears he never, he never copied me. And I was like, well, I wouldn't think you would copy me because I'm a small channel in my small space in this corner of the tech community on YouTube, which is a vastly large community. So why would I think that he copied me? And why would anyone think that I copied him? But this is like tech news. Everybody gets the same tech news because tech creators, they read the same publications. And so they're all going to get the same ideas. Nothing for us? Wow. I feel like they just cast it aside like thanks for coming, take this money and be gone, vagabond. No, we didn't get any orders for an Amazon Flex deliveries. Yeah, well, that's the cool part though, is that we got paid. Don't worry guys, I'm not ending the live stream.
So the good is that you still receive payment. There's no need to contact. Okay.
Oh well. Sorry kiddos, you guys don't get to experience Amazon packages.
Sorry.
But
want tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. It's at 8 o'clock also, it's a small one. I need to fix that blow valve. But anyhow, yeah, so these are some of the things I feel like that has affected the tech community for the last 5 years. The toxicity, the arguing, the drama, the quote unquote gangster beef and all this other shit that went on. It really messed shit up. So people are not having fun anymore, I mean, you don't see guys like MKBHD and, Linus Tech Tips and Unbox Therapy. You don't see them, having beef to that extent where it's like immature street gangster level shit. You never seen that, and that's why that, with them, they're consistent with their videos. Of course, throughout time they invested back in themselves, so they're able to get like all types of cool stuff, rent out a loft or rent out a warehouse that they've turned into a giant studio with different sections of the warehouse built up for like different types of videos they're shooting. Like they reinvested back in themselves. But with low creators like myself, you know what I mean, that's all we had. That's all we had. All we have is like what we have. And then, when we click up with people because we're trying to build this, community dynamic, and then, toxic shit gets involved, man. It ruins everything. And then people that were watching us, I'm pretty sure, just got tired of like hearing drama and stuff and just went elsewhere. There was one person, I remember her so well because she was very nice. She kept her identity very hidden just because she had bad experiences in her personal life. But I truly, respected her for just, always coming in my videos, my live streams, commenting. And she made it clear, like she was never going to unveil who she was. Her husband also watched her videos as well. So I remember them like superly well. Because of the toxicity, they vanished. They were like, they don't want to be a part of it. They vanished and I've never seen them again. I've never seen them pop up in my videos again. I mean, they probably watch still, but they just don't comment. And it's totally messed up, So there's like all these factors that I can name out on what changed the dynamics with YouTube. But the biggest thing that I want people to take away from this is how much work we as creators put in, especially when we're doing it on our own. We don't have the help of, like the top community, right? Some of us, we want to make it on our own. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being able to say like, hey, I made it on my own, people always ask me if I ever do anything like promoting my videos and stuff like that. I don't do that. I don't I don't pay for a promotion campaign on my videos. I've been suggested that. I never went forward with it. Probably why I'm sitting at where I'm sitting at on YouTube with like the ranking that I have on YouTube specifically. Is just I don't do that. You know, I'm not dissing anybody that does it. Nothing against anyone that does do those things. I don't. Um, you know, I think about some subjects that I want to talk about. I drop a little thing in my Google Keep app just to remember what I wanted to talk about, and nothing is scripted. Like some people are like, yo, you probably would sound more professional if you just write a script for your videos. I don't do that. My videos, I wing it. Every video, every live stream, what you hear me say is off the top of the head. If you want to call it like, in hip hop freestyle, that's what it is. It's off the top of my head. I don't write scripts because I feel like when I read scripts, I feel like I'm robotic. And if I want things to be organic and natural, then I need to be who I am as a person. So like when people were fucking with me talking about you do a lot of uhs and ums, and it's like, well, I'm ADHD. Sorry, my brain runs sometimes 1,000 miles per hour faster than my mouth. My mouth's trying to catch up to what I'm thinking. But that's me. That's my personality. That's me, who I am as a person. You're getting the real me at the end of the day. That's the reality of it. So like I say this, whether whether B-Tech focuses completely on his gaming or, he takes a break from tech and comes back to it or whatever, but any content creator that you followed, all the small ones and everything, if they give you guys a little suggestion in the beginning of the video, like, hey guys, thanks for coming in, check out this video. By the way, you guys can do a solid and smash the like button. Please actually take the fucking time to hit the like button. Help them. Like, I mean, they're going out of their way to do something that they enjoy to do and bring you content that obviously you enjoy to watch. If you're a repeated person that comes back, I tell people, I don't expect people to always be in my live streams watching every live stream that I do. I don't think that way. But even if you watch the replay and stuff like that, hitting the like button helps. Leave a comment, because that's the only way YouTube is going to back any of us creators, is if there's engagement on our videos. That's the only way. That's the only way that we succeed. Out of everything that I've researched on YouTube, with the algorithm, with the change up from the CEO, with the YouTube gurus that try to give all these advices on how to go viral, how to blow your videos up and all this other stuff. The one thing that I know that is consistent that they're not telling you is that people gotta hit that like button. They've gotta comment. They've gotta leave a comment. It's got to show engagement. If there's no engagement, it's not gonna push the videos. I have told people how the videos get pushed. It's not like people think. You don't drop a YouTube video and it's put out there for millions of people to see. When your video first is put out, the first 24 hours, your video is shared in a suggestion to about 50 viewers. And after it goes to those 50 viewers, if 30 like the video and maybe 20 thumbs down the video, it's gonna push it to another 100 viewers the next day. And again, if it's popular with those 100 viewers, it's gonna post it, it's gonna suggest it to 500 viewers and up and up. But if nobody is hitting the thumbs up and nobody is commenting on the video, it shows a lack of engagement. Then the algorithm believes, okay, no one's really interested in this video. Even if you found the video informative and entertaining, but maybe you forgot to hit the like button, it does damage that person's video. It does damage the growth of that video. That is the reality of it. Real quick, can I get a sound check and make sure that the live stream's still going good? Just because we're driving right now, so I could be going through dead spots, and the stream could get messed up, and I could be making such a dorky face. And if I do, someone screenshot it and then send it to me on social media. I'd love a laugh. Sometimes my train of thought gets derailed. Yeah. No, I mean, everyone does. Sorry, close that window up. Everybody does. Your thoughts can get derailed and everything like that. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, I understand where B-Tech's coming from. like he wants to convey how disheartening it is to see his channel performance fall, but he doesn't want to sound like he's whining and bitching about it, you know? And it does hurt. I mean, at least for me, I can only openly say to you guys, sometimes, you know, it does hurt. I don't put my feelings out there like that. But like when I work really hard on a video and, you know, I try like different ideas, you know what I mean? Like I try different ideas, I try shooting in a different way, and I upload that video, and that video only gets 20 views. Yeah, it does suck, because not because nobody like liked it to that extent, but it's just like that I put all that work into making that video and trying to make it something that's enjoyable for people to watch, and nobody's biting. I mean, there's times where I'm shocked where I'll put a video out like something that I feel like not a lot of people really care about, and then all of a sudden, like, I wake up the next morning and I get in my emails to check emails, then I go to YouTube Studios to check performance, and that video's like at 700 views, and I'm like, what the fudge? You know, we put a lot of time into this. We put a lot of effort into it. We put a lot of money into it. The phones that I have, you know, comes out of her pocket. My biggest backer right here. Like the biggest believer in my YouTube channel, my wife. You know, my wife helps me get the devices that, you know, I'm going to review on my channel. The devices that I choose to review on my channel are like, they're calculated. They're calculated. I don't buy every phone that comes, the latest iPhones, and I don't buy the latest Samsung Galaxies because I'm not interested. Excuse me, sorry, cough. We are under the weather because her coworker has a flu and gave her a head